What's going on, everybody? Today on the Taxi Never Scare Show, we're going to talk Peyton Manning, we're going to talk Saints, we're going to talk TEBOW, we're going to talk about Q's and A's. There's a lot of questions for Q&A, but before I do that, make a little smoothie here for a quick second. Me and my second producer is in studio today. Strawberries right here. Put some raspberries. I got a couple of raspberries. Coconut milk. Coconut milk is very good. Trust me on this. A little bit of coconut milk. Nectar. Strawberry banana. It's some very good, it's really good. Trust me on it. I gotta open the top first. You see that? We're gonna open the top here. Put a little bit of that in here. Then we're gonna put some ice. Fresh ice if you can, because it's hard to get the other ice in there. The cube ice that everybody likes to use. It's hard to push down. So we get that. Put that here, lock that in there. Catch your shit on.
See the morning creeping upon us. It's like the world's in my hands now. I'm feeling so rebellious from all of the envy crowding around me. I don't wanna go God over everything. You fly but stars over everything. And I'm one of them. Yeah, I'm one of them. Oh, I'm not one. Well, I'm 100 them. I'm 100 mother loving stars. You're no light. You're an undercover car. I'm an ambulance and a fire truck.
Welcome, everybody. Today is the season finale of the Taxi Never Scare Show. We on season 2, and it's the season finale. I am proud of the show right now. It's been a long run. It's been a long year. And when we come back for season 3, it'll be 1 year exactly. I am so excited about that. Today on today's show, we're gonna talk Saints, Peyton Manning. We're gonna talk TEBOW. And for you Raider Niner fans that says I never talk about the Raider and Niners, we're gonna talk about how I feel about the roster right now. That and more on today's Taxi Never Scare Show. All right, first off, let's talk about Peyton Manning. Finally, I'm so sick of hearing about Peyton Manning. Why? Man, I don't know. Peyton Manning needs to. First of all, can he play? It's been 1 year, and he signed a big contract, and can he play? I mean, I'm just saying. Why would you put all your money on a quarterback that don't even know he can play or not? And it falls, but before I say that, 5 years, 98 mil. 5 years, 98 mil for a quarterback that didn't play last year. Somebody tell me, is there something wrong with that? I'm just saying, there's something wrong. But the Peyton Manning situation is funny because it tickles down to other teams. For instance, Peyton Manning released from the Colts. That leaves a room for the draft for Andrew Luck. Now, they got the Jets for pursuing him. He went to the Broncos, and TEBOW is now with the Jets. Now, the Jets have a backup. The backup quarterback for the Jets is now with the Colts. And however, there is no backup for the Broncos right now. Can somebody tell me why there ain't no backup just in case something happens? I'm just keeping it real, man. Just keeping it real. But, yeah, so TEBOW was traded to the Jets a day after Peyton Manning was officially announced from the Broncos. Now, somebody tell me why TEBOW is with the Jets right now. TEBOW basically, people. This is sources. People saying that TEBOW is going to be the backup quarterback and play the quote unquote wildcat thing. Now, tell me if I'm wrong about this, but ain't like him. Isn't he like more competitive? He wants to start, right? And Sanchez haven't really proved himself, right? So I got a question here. You really think them two are gonna get along in New York? By the way, in New York, everybody know about New York. And I don't understand the situation. I don't know if even Tim Tebow and Ryan go get along, the head coach. They're like, you need to shut your mouth. Well, it's my team. Like, get over it. I don't understand. If you say last year I want the team to be a team, but you have TEBOW have a private jet going to New York. I don't understand. I don't understand this situation in New York. I'm seeing the reason why they got TEBOW is because the New York Giants won the Super Bowl. I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it real. But man, this has been a long week for the NFL, by the way. I mean, first you got Peyton Manning. We thought that was going to be the main story this week. Then you got TEBOW signing, and then next thing you know, that same day when TEBOW got traded, guess what happened? Now, if you haven't heard, there's a bounty scandal that's going along with the Saints. Greg Williams is so-called letting his players do a bounty for certain quarterbacks to hurt them, and then they'll get money after they do that. So, guess what? NFL is like, okay, you can't do that because you're gonna hurt one of our prized possessions. So here's the people they said they targeted. They targeted Cam Newton this year, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, and I think that's it. If I'm missing something, I apologize. I think that's the only three I know. Brett Favre, yeah, that's about it. All right, so there's some fine suspensions and stuff. You want to hear this? Man, I feel sorry for the Saints. I'm not feeling sorry for the rest of the teams in the division though, because they're gonna have a field day because now the Saints ain't gonna be able to hold that thought. I do got something to say about the Saints though. But let me get you all the fines and stuff. So for the bounty suspensions and stuff like that, for the bounty scandal, Sean Payton, the head coach, suspended for the 2012 year. Is that wrong? No, it's not wrong. He was the head coach of that team. He should know what's going on, and he shouldn't allow it to go on, even if he really wasn't playing and doing anything about it. I mean, So it's technically his fault. Now, it's the head coach. It's not like a defensive coordinator, or offensive coordinator, nothing like that. He's literally, basically, the head coach and offensive coordinator. So we'll see what's going on with that. Other than that, oh, by the way, if you think he had a replacement from like his assistant head coach, you are wrong. Joe Vitt suspended 8 games. So, I don't know what to say right now because now you don't even really have a head coach. You don't even have an assistant head coach either. Crazy. GM Mickey Loomis suspended 8 games in 2012. I don't see there's a difference about having a GM getting suspended for 8 games though, because but then again, if something happens, you need him to sign some players or something like that. If anything happens, more in details about how I feel about the players right after I get done with this. Greg Williams, the mastermind of the whole thing. Which, by the way, before I say this, even though he's doing the bounty thing, he's still a good head coach. I mean, he's still a good defensive coordinator. I'm just keeping it real. But that means he didn't really need to do all this. Your defensive philosophy is already good, besides some minor points about you blitzing too much. But anyway, suspended indefinitely, effective immediately. So Wednesday, as soon as this came out, he was suspended. You were already like, wait, he wasn't the defensive coordinator to begin with the Saints right now this year. Yeah, he was the defensive coordinator of the Rams. Now the Rams is trying to find some defensive coordinator. He messing up like 2 teams already now. but here's the thing. Now since it's in that organization, the organization got to have the consequences too. So they lose. Saints forfeit second round picks in 2012 and 2013. 2012 second round picks. Hey, you never know. I know people are like, oh, it's a second round. Dude, a second round pick is kind of close to a first round pick. Just keeping it real. They are fined $500,000. That's wow. I honestly don't. Wow. That's gone. But you think about it. Now, this will actually give. Hopefully, this will get the Saints like more motivated to do something. It's not like they can't still can't go to playoffs, even though they're not gonna have nobody on the team. Well, here's the thing. Here's the other part. Is the players that was in it going to get suspended? So now you're gonna have you only probably gonna have 6 players per offense and defense. Well, defense. Like Jonathan Vilma is like one of the persons. Like he's a really good defensive player, and he's gonna be gone. And the rest, man, I don't know. It's gonna be a weird. The first game of the season is gonna be a interesting game. I wonder who they play. I haven't looked that up, but it's going to be very interesting. By the way, before I go on to the past thing, I am going to do a prediction show. Probably get 2 more people in here in the studio with me to do a prediction show and how we feel about each team. Stay tuned. That it's going to be like a 2-week thing. All right, that's going to be on season 3. Stay tuned. So people would talk about why don't I never talk about the Raider and Niner thing? Well, I'm not a Raider Niner fan, but I'm not gonna be biased because this is for the Bay Area. This is a show. It's in the Bay Area, so I'm gonna talk about the Raider Niners. But first, we're gonna start off with the Raiders. How did they sign anybody good, or did they? You know what? After looking at this list. The transactions and everything. The only person that's sticking out that they signed was Shante Spencer from the 49ers. I'm looking and now I'm like and then I'm looking through the list here. I'm like, man, and then the franchise on Tyron Branch. Man. Okay, forget the transactions because, well, technically the Raiders didn't do anything yet. If Carson Palmer plays to his ability with them fast receivers they have already, if Darren McFadden stays healthy for at least 1 season, just 1. I didn't know he was still on the team at the end of the season. I mean, where is he? I don't even think he was on the sidelines. I mean, what's going on here? I'm like, man, this guy he got so much potential, and I think he is the best running back in the league when he's healthy with the offensive line. But, you know, that's all I gotta say. So like I said, there's small little problem too for you Raider fans. Now, guess who you gotta deal with for twice a year for the next 5 seasons? Hopefully 5. Well, maybe 2 or 3. You gotta deal with Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning. This ain't no slouch quarterback here. Peyton Manning. You already had to deal with TEBOW last year. Now you got to deal with Peyton Manning. That's like a head coach as a quarterback. Like literally, no, that's the offensive coordinator on the field. So if you change your plays on the defensive line, if you know football, you know what I'm talking about. If you play your defensive, change your plays on the line, Peyton Manning's like, oh, okay, you change it. Oh, like okay, we'll change ours. Oh, you change yours too. Oh, I'll change it to this. You can't beat me. You can't see me. You can't see me. They sprout for that little thing. You can't see me. You can't see me. Fruity Pebbles. Anyway. So yeah. So they got to deal with that, and not to mention they lost a couple of defensive players too, and their defense wasn't that good to begin with. And you got to deal with the Chiefs, who now got Hill as the running back now. Sorry, Raiders. I wish I could say something, but hold that thought, Niner fans. I gotta talk to you too when we come back. You know I was gonna say it now. Nah, I want you to watch part 2. When we come back, we're gonna talk about the 49ers, and we're gonna get started with our Q's and the A's. This is the Taxi Never Scare Show. I am Sean Taxi Rickster.